In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to use multiband effects. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the audio effect rack in Ableton, and that's in the audio effects section of Ableton's preset effects. And we're going to go ahead and drag that into the track here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to open up the effect completely so you can see exactly what's happening here when we create the chains and how the chain works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag in 3 EQ3s. And make sure that you drag instead of double click. If you double click, you'll notice it shows up on the outside of our effects rack. And we don't want that for this tutorial here. Not that that's against the rules or anything, but that's not what we're creating. So go ahead and drag in this chain section here. Alright, now we have 3 chains. Now what we're going to want to do is make each chain control a different frequency. So we'll have this first chain control the lows, so I'll get rid of the mids and highs. Have this one control the mids. And this one here I'll have control the highs. And I'm just clicking off the lows and mids here, whatever frequencies. So let's say that we just want to run the highs through a delay of some sort. That's really easy to do. We just make sure we're on the chain that controls the highs and then drag a delay right in here. Then you're going to notice that this color turns bold here. If this line here is not bold, then it's going to show up outside the chain again. So you just want to make sure to drag inside, and there you go. And now turn the feedback up a little bit. And I'm just going to solo this here so you can hear what's happening to the highs. Okay, so we have an effect going on in the highs. Now if you listen to the whole song, you'll hear that the rest of the song's not affected except for those highs. So that's really great if you want to run just a certain frequency through a certain chain of effects or whatever. Now I'm going to show you an effect rack that I created just for fun, just to show you kind of the capabilities of what you can do here. So in this audio here, I dragged in an audio effect. I created 4 chains. Basically the first 3 were similar to what we did in my little tutorial there. We've got this one controlling lows, this one mids, this one controlling the highs. Then the last chain, I also have just controlling the highs, but it's letting everything through. So that's going to layer with the effects that I have on the highs here. So if I solo each part, with the lows here, I've got an EQ3 running the lows, the saturator effect just to dirty it up a little, and I'm using a gate to kind of create like a choppy effect on the low frequency. So that's going to sound a little like this. Just like so. Now the mids I'm running through a resonator, and I'm using their Berlin preset if you're trying to follow along, and a ping pong delay, and then a long reverb, almost 8 seconds, 7.5 seconds, and the wet dry is about 75%. So if I solo the mids, it's going to sound a little bit like this. And the highs, let me click on this chain here, shows a new chain. The highs are running through a delay, bit reduction, and an auto filter. So that's going to sound a little bit like this. And then like I said, I ran a second chain that just runs the straight highs in. So you get the regular signal plus the affected signal running together with the highs. And you can do that with, you can make multiple low chains so that the lows go through many different things if you want, or any frequency for that matter. And if I play the whole thing together, this is what you've got. Which sounds quite a bit different than the original song. So that's a little tutorial on creating effects chains to create multi-effects within one track. That way you can split things up into different frequencies and run all kinds of different effects. So hope you enjoy that.